'cause I'm a wheel burner. I was burning down the road. Yes, I'm a wheel burner. This life never gets old. 'Cause I'm a wheel burner. Come on, wheel burners. Take a ride on the Wheel Burner Express.
Good morning. Morning, Bob. You are first. Good morning to you, man. How's the sound on this? We're actually piping this through the StreamYard today. Morning, Dave. Good to see you as always, man. Sound is okay, 10-4. Good to hear. As you can see, sorry about the view. The window's a little dirty, but we don't have any sunshine this morning. We really don't. It sucks balls. Woke up. We closed the night off last night. We were 28 degrees yesterday. Beautiful blue skies and sunshine. And went to bed last night. And it was a gorgeous night for sleeping with the windows open. And woke up this morning to this. And it is cold and windy. So yeah, it's crappy out here today, man. It really is. So there's gonna be no sunrise. No sunrise this morning, man. 2-4, good to see you, brother. That's a big cloud. Yeah. The cloud sucks, but it's the wind. It's like 10 or 11 degrees here, and with the wind, it seems it feels a lot colder, obviously. This ain't going to be a long live. This morning. We're not usually we try to set the standard for about 4 hours, but we're not going to do. I don't think we're going to hit 4 hours today. I just finished watching Shannon Thomas. She was saying yesterday that she was going to go at a certain time, and it's about the same time that I usually go in the mornings. But you know what? She's got such a great message, and she's got a great channel there. And if you're not subscribed to Shannon Thomas Trucking, get over there and check it out, please. She does her Sunday morning trucker cafe, man. And there's no way that I was going to miss that today, and there's no way that I was going to step on that today. So I was over there checking her out and hanging out with her and all those good people. So there she is there. Woo hoo! Here I am. Here you is, baby. Here you is. It's gloriously sunshine here. You know where you can stick your sunshine, David. You know what you can do with that sunshine, baby. So, yeah, it was a really good. I think this is her first. It was her first, maybe her second. I know she's done a couple of quick lives, but she hasn't done her Sunday morning trucker cafe in a while. I think this might have been her first or her second one back since she's been back on the road. Shannon's been back for 2 weeks, and she's killing it. She's doing really, really well. I can't, that's her, and she doesn't share those numbers, and nor should she. But from a spiritual and mental standpoint, she's killing it. She's doing very well. And if you'd have watched her this morning, you'd have seen, the energy coming out of her. And I think a lot of us need more of that energy. So again, that's why I say, please definitely go over and check out Shannon. It's a couple of hours of your morning that's well spent. It's not like I got really anything serious to do. And you know what? If I can sit there and just pick up a little bit of inspiration, and she actually did something different today, and I thought it was a really nice touch, and I hope she continues to do it. She got into some trucker news, and she was talking about a lot of the regulations with the FMCA and OOIDA, and there's some regulations and rule changes and this and that and laws, and some of it I already knew, but some of it I had no idea about. You know, I had no idea about. So it was good information for somebody like me. You know, it was good information for somebody like me, and it's good information for everybody else that's out here trucking, that's out here doing the job, that's out here day after day, that's away from your family. It's a good way to find out why you're doing it and what it's worth to you. You know, there's Shannon, Tommy. She threw her link up there, guys. Definitely, please go check it out. Curtis, good to see you. What's going on? Kamel, oh, damn good to see you, Kamel. Moderators, go easy on the comments today. Go easy on the deletes and go easy on the timing out. Everybody's got a right to be here, and I'm very, very, very curious to see what anybody said, whatever anybody or everybody has to say this morning. So. I don't know if you guys hear that wind. It is so goddamn windy here. So damn windy here. So let's just top this off. We'll end the Shannon Thomas thing here. Go check it out. Go look at what she's doing over there. Oh, I slept wrong. I'm having one of those old mornings, one of those old mornings where you wake up and you're feeling older than you are. The body's not keeping up with the brain these days. It's really not. Oh. Oh, he's just in here being a nuisance. Don't worry about him. He's a good guy. We all love him. You don't have to worry about him. He's just a nuisance, just a troll. That's okay. And that's okay. We like our trolls, regardless what they say. Sometimes you can even learn a little something from a troll. Can I say Furburger in this live? No offense to Lovely. Dude, you say whatever you want. You know that. There you go, Shannon. There you go. You guys are free to say whatever you want. Just be respectful to each other. That's all that I ask, please. You don't necessarily say whatever you want to me. I really don't care. It's all good. You're the worst. Oh, I'm the Roblox. Oh, you hurt my feelings. I'm gonna get all up in my feelings now. Damn. How can you say something like that? You know. Justice, yeah. Try harder. Alberta 51. Kevin Spence. It's not gonna happen. But I wouldn't cry if it did. I really wouldn't cry if it did. I don't want to be part of the U.S. Not one single bit. Like I said, just be respectful to each other. Watch your language. You can swear if you need the word to use. If you need to use the particular word, go ahead and swear. I got no problem with that. But on the other hand, you know what? Don't be swearing at each other. If that can't be done, then the moderators will step in. We got Curtis in here. We got Camille in here. Shannon's got a wrench. So, but other than that, you know what? Say what you got to say. This is a copycat. No, he's not the OG troll. No. If you want a really good example of a really good somebody who can really troll well, go check out Narc. Like, whether you like him or not, love him or hate him, man, you got to give that guy credit, man. That guy can troll like nobody's business. And the funny thing is about him, he doesn't have to make shit up, right? He doesn't have to lie most of the time. You know, that's trolling. You want trolling? Go see what Narc is doing. That's trolling. You almost got to respect that. You know, you almost got to respect that. That's the bar. That's the bar right there for trolling. Narc is the bull. The bull. He's the bar. The sun is hiding today. Yeah, Shannon, it's tucked up there behind those clouds. You know what? If they can get my channel taken down, knock themselves out. What's going on, J Ray? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Thanks for coming back. Damn good to see you, man. 2-4, awesome. Bike is working great. So good to get out yesterday. What'd you do? 100 and something miles yesterday? Fantastic, man. Fantastic. Glad to see you're getting some wind therapy, brother. You need that. The cold sticks around a little longer than some of the southern states. So, you know, we don't get our riding season up here isn't quite as long as everybody else. So, hey, it's good you can get out there. Good to see you, Pat. Damn good to see you, man. Kevin Spencer, am I from Ontario? No, you're looking out at Alberta right now. I'm from Ontario. I was born in Ontario, raised pretty much in Ontario, but my current location, I live out in Alberta. I live in Alberta. I love it. This is awesome. You guys just keep hitting that. Boring. Justice, keep going. You're doing great. You're just pushing my stream. You're pushing the algorithm. I'll take the view. Thank you very much. You're doing great. Keep it up, man. Oh my God. Yeah, I know that's why you don't think Alberta will separate. Well, the fact that I'm from Ontario, no, it's not. I don't want to see Alberta separate. I'd like to see Alberta keep the country intact, of course. You know, being a Canadian and I'm a proud Canadian, I don't want to see my country break like that. Now, don't get me wrong. If Quebec took their ball and went home, I really wouldn't cry a single drop over that. But do I want to see Alberta separate? No. If they did, would I complain or cry about it? No, of course not. I only did 46,000 miles the last 2 weeks. 46,000 miles the last 2 weeks? Damn, you're killing it at 46,000 miles in 2 weeks. Enough to pay my bills for May and by May 1st. I'd call that good so far. That's damn good so far. 1800 VTX. I don't currently ride at the moment. I'm awaiting. Well, let's just say I'm bike shopping. I'm not buying new. You know, I'm not buying new. I'm not buying a new bike. I'm not prepared to pay the ridiculous prices for new bikes these days. I'd rather buy a used bike, a gently used bike. Let somebody else eat the depreciation and do the break-in on the bike. I have an Ontario accent. That's all right. I'll take that. I'm not ashamed of that. Tornado watch? You know what? It damn well could be. You see the grass blowing in front of me, man. It is a crappy, crappy day. No, we're not under a tornado watch here, but we damn well could be, Luke. We damn well could be. Tornadoes do occur in Alberta. We get them out here. Now we don't get them, say, like down in the Panhandle or Kansas or down the Panhandle at all. We don't get like that kind of action up here, but we do get them, and they do hit. You can spot an Ontarian 10 miles away. Yeah, man. Well, we don't need to. Like I said, this ain't going to be a long live. I'm just popping in to say hi. I was, like I said, I was enjoying Shannon Thomas, so she took up 2 hours of our morning this morning, and they were time well spent, like I said. So I'm probably just going to do a quick live here just to say hi, just to keep the channel in the rhythm here. Hold on here. Let's do this. There you go, you poor bastards. You poor bastards got to look at me now. There you go. It's rough. I wouldn't want to be looking at this either if I was you. It's been raining all day the last 4 days. Well, that's what you get for living in Ontario. Beautiful thing about Alberta is last year, I think we got 320 something or 330 something days of sunshine. It is the most, is the province or the part of the country that gets the absolute most sunshine. So if we get a couple of days of rain, we don't complain. Believe me, it's not worth complaining or crying about. It really isn't. Ah, shit. Broke my phone. Broke your phone. Your phone's blurry. It's probably the wind. Stream's getting blown around. Yeah, I see that. Too far, because I'm actually looking at it here as well. So I see that it's gone blurry. It's just the signal. One thing about where I'm at is, let me tell you, is our internet out here is lacking. But we do have the changes. TELUS out here they're digging up the entire town where I live right now to put the high speed in. Don't know what to tell you. The hoodie, this is actually one I actually bought. For once, I actually bought one of my own. Usually all of my concert shirts and everything like that are given to me and whatnot like that. But this one here, I actually bought. I actually paid for this one. Woo. What's going on, Zach? Don't know what to tell you. Oh, what did I do there? You need a wheel burner hoodie? Dude, I'd love to get you a wheel burner hoodie. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with the stream here. Usually I don't suffer this problem. I don't. Usually, at least the signal's strong enough that we can at least do a live. I don't have a damn clue what's going on here. Ghost Watcher just came after giving words world's one of the hardest exam, Nate. And I am sad. This year was the hardest exam of 20 years. Damn. Sorry to hear that, man. Sorry to hear that. Sun flares. You know what? I don't know, man. J. Ray, I don't know. I don't have a goddamn clue. It could be one of a million things right now. I don't have a clue. It's StreamYard. It might be. It might be. My signal's good. My signal's good. Ask cash. What you mean? Ask for cash? No, we don't. We don't ask for cash, but ask cash. Cash is king. It's a pretty good channel. Give this stream a Viagra. Yeah, it might help. Anything would help right now. I'm looking at my screen as well, and it's frozen, still showing the outside. I turned that around probably 6 or 7 minutes ago. I don't know why it's doing it now. Nope, there we go. Now we're blurry. Now we're just blurry as shit. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not about to stand on the car holding two coat hangers for it as an antenna. No, Pat, not yet. Not yet. Haven't done that yet. Stream doesn't need a Viagra, but I'll take a like. Hit the thumbs up for me. I'd appreciate that. Honey pack. You know what? If Ontario separates, it'll be renamed New India. Who knows what the hell it's going to be called? Good to see you. Good to see you, Holler. Damn good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you over in Shannon's live this morning. I'm really not enjoying this. I don't think you guys are either. This really is not working for me. It's because of Canada. Troy's rice. Who knows? There's 100 reasons. Hundreds of reasons. I don't know. Karina Thomas, good to see you this morning, sweetheart. Good to see you. Am I taking care of your truck? Yes, I'm taking very good care of your truck. Your truck is doing just fine. It's being it's in other terms, it's being patched over from one group to another. So it's in the midst of being patched over, and we will be back to trucking very, very, very shortly. So your truck is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. J. Ray, thanks, man. Sorry for the picture. I don't know what to tell you. The picture sucks because, like I said, I'm watching it on my phone here as well, and whatever. It's terrible. It's good as long as you can hear me. All right, as long as you can hear me. I guess that's what's important. You don't have to look at it. You just got to listen to it. I wish I had a better day. I think my signal's being blown off the screen here. It's damn harp. What's that? Sound is good, just the picture is bad. But that's not a problem. Your voice is better than your face. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Very kind of you to say. For you, Pat, it's just probably the signal coming from where I am to where you are. What in the 1 pixel? Sorry, guys. Again, not sure what to tell you. Good morning. Is this live? Yeah, fucking trucking. It is live. Unfortunately, we've just got bad signals going on here. We really do. I don't know what to tell you. Apparently the audio is good, but the picture sucks balls. I'm very sorry to do this to you. If you can bear with it, maybe it'll clean up a little bit in a little while. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I need something to cut. Have you any diabetes toes that need to come off? Osers loppers. What is that? Osers loppers? No, not today. We're all good. We're all good. This tragic separation is serving no positive purpose. I care. It depends on what your purpose is and what you consider a positive purpose. I don't think it would be a positive thing if Alberta was to separate. I don't. I don't think it would be positive. It would definitely be a kick in the pills for the rest of Canada, considering that Canada takes a very huge, takes a large portion, or depends on a very large portion of Alberta's natural resources. Our oil and gas and our lumber, of course, is massive, and it's a very important aspect of running Canada. Would that affect Canada in a negative way? Very much so. Would I like to see that? Absolutely not. But I'm just saying that if in a million years it happened, would I cry the blues and would I be standing on my car going, hey, let's not do this? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Looks like an improvement. Just joking. Well, hey, take what you can get there, fucking trucking. And the United States, nah. Canada's not going to be amalgamated. You guys know that. You know what? It's good content, and it's good to it's bullshit content to talk about, but it's not going to happen. Troy's raised. I guarantee you right now. It's not going to happen. It's not beneficial to anybody. Really, it's not. Shrek Smith, yeah, I know it's blurry. Sorry, we're experiencing a bad signal somewhere around here. I don't know what. This is where I do my live every morning, and we've not had this problem yet. So there's something going on, and I get a feeling that it has to do with all of the digging and drilling and shit that's going on around my town. Because they're installing new internet in the whole around Strathmore where I live. So I think it might be a little bit of service interruption in that way. And there's nothing I can do about it. I'd love to be able to fix it, but right at this moment, man, I can't. Sorry. That's a tactical diversion. Well, tactical diversion. The Canadians aren't just, put it this way, regardless of who's in power. Right now, the Liberals have very little power, but regardless of who's in power, they can't just turn around and hand over a country. It doesn't work like that, right? It just doesn't work like that. The government of one country can't just turn to the government in another country and say, okay, we are now part of your country. It doesn't work like that. There would be a lot of loopholes and a lot of red tape, and regardless of any of that, it would be the word of the people, right? It really would. Are the Liberals in power, and are they a bunch of quadriplegic clusterfucks? Yes, they are. That's just my opinion. But are they about to hand over a country? No, they're not about to do that. And the people of the country wouldn't allow that. What if another country invades Canada? Good luck with that. Who's going to invade Canada? The United States? You can't do it. Just geographically, you can't do it. The country is just too goddamn big. You can't do it. The logistics that would be involved to run an armored division or an armored anything military across the American-Canadian border and come in and invade Canada, it just can't be done. You got a better chance of invading us through illegal immigration than you do having invading us by rolling up on our border or rolling up on our shores. Family divide doesn't have anything to do with a country separating or a country in turmoil. Family divide is a personal thing, and family divide starts at the top, right? It starts at the top. It starts at the top of the family, the elders of the family. And it's again, it's leadership, and it's who is leading by example. When it comes to family divide, it's you lead by example as a family member, as an elder of your family. You lead by example. If you're a poor example, the rest of your family is either going to follow your lead and become poor examples of people, or a generation or a family, or they're going to turn and they're going to go, absolutely not. We will not follow this. We will not listen to this. We will not be part of this. And the people at the elders at the top of the family, or whatever, the leadership, if you want to call it whatever, they will finally get the hint that, you know what, if there's a family with 20 people in it and 19 people will not listen or will not tolerate this kind of behavior, then you know what, they will divide. And they will do it's self-preservation. Nobody's gonna stay on a sinking ship. And that's just, and it works the same with government. It works the same with family. It works the same. It's different division, different type, but family divide is an example of leadership in a term. It's guidance. It's experience. Elders of a family are supposed to pass on experience. They're supposed to pass on and be helpful and guide, and some families just don't have that, man. Some families just don't have that. And if they don't, then they have to find leadership, or they have to find guidance, or they have to find help somewhere else. Trumpers are delusional sheep. Hey, could be. Just because it's called Mazda doesn't mean it isn't a Ford under the hood. That's a really good point. Cindy, good to see you again. Thank you so much for coming back and hanging out. I do appreciate you being here. The USB hub is still screwing my keyboard and the mouse. Damn, son. Well, I'm glad you're here, Tolga. It's been a while. It's been a while. Good to see you, man. They were asking, the chat was asking about you yesterday and the day before, and the only thing I could come up with is that he's got a girl and he's busy with work and he's got a life. Eat any good ass lately? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe. That's not something, I'm going to share with you. Some do, some don't. Hold on here. Yeah. Again, country divided or a family divided? Same thing. If a family member cannot be surprised, and I don't know how this could actually happen, but it does. A family member cannot be surprised if his or her behavior towards the rest of the family is inappropriate, that the rest of the family finally just turn around and say, enough, we're not dealing with this anymore. And basically they walk away from that family member. And that's the way it should be done, in my opinion. Feelings are going to get hurt. People are going to be upset. People are going to miss certain people because you're going to miss a loved one. You're going to miss a loved one. People in my family that I don't associate with, I do miss them, right? I still love them. I do miss them, but I don't necessarily want really anything to do with them because of damage, things they've done or said, or damage that they've incurred to me or to the rest of my family. You can look at that, and you can look at politics the same way, right? You don't vote for the politician you like the most. You vote for the one you dislike the least, right? You won't follow up. You won't follow your politics. Well, unfortunately, Canada is a bad example of that. But you won't, like I said, you won't stay on a sinking ship if it's going down. Unfortunately, Canadians stayed on the sinking ship as Mr. Trudeau took us down to the bottom of the ocean. So, You know what? You gotta pick your fight. You gotta pick your battles here. It's also a matter of I understand that the family ship, but when you've heard that before, and then you know it happens again, then you hear it again, and when it's a repetitive thing, it's like the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. You know, my hopes are high that be the case, but when it doesn't work out, finally, you draw the line and go, enough is enough. You know, your own mental health and your own spiritual health is taking a toll, and there's a toll being paid here. And how much are you willing to pay? You know, when the coffer is empty and there's nothing left to pay, there's nothing left to pay. Logan, I never voted. I hate all. Well, you know what? I'm a firm believer in voting. I really am. Jonathan Rhodes, good to see you, man. What's up? We're just sitting here having a little chit chat, little chitty chat. That's all we're doing. You know, I forgot what the fuck I was about to say there. Mega is a sinking ship full of maggots. Well, you're entitled to think that, but it's hard to like. Am I a Trump go? No. Do I like the man? If I was, if I knew him personally, would he be a friend of mine? Would he be somebody that I like? No. But if you look at the job that he's doing, is he doing what he said first of all, is he doing what he said he was going to do? Yes, he is. So nobody can be surprised. Nobody can be surprised. He's doing what he said he was going to do. And you gotta respect that. Is what he's doing good? Are we liking it? No, man, of course not. The biggest thing and topic of what Trump is doing is the tariffs. Is that hurting us? Yes, it's hurting us. Is it hurting Canadians? Yes, it's hurting Canadians. But I tell you right now, and I said this yesterday, because of the business I'm in the industry that I'm in, and I'm back and forth across the border, and I see it with the freight, and believe it, being a truck driver and watching the freight market, it tells you a lot. And one thing that we notice is it hurting Canadians? Yes, it's hurting Canadians, but it's hurting Americans a lot more than us. The price of what you're paying today for something, as of what you were paying for 2 months ago, has gone up. And that's not any fault of the Canadians, right? It's the tariffs that have been placed on our freight coming into your country that are now, you guys are now having to pay that difference in the freight. And as simple as that. If something costs $10, right, and I'm a U.S. company, and I buy it for $10 from Canada, and Trump puts a 25% tariff on it, so now it's $12.50. Well, that company is not going to sell it for the same price it was selling it before. It's now going to sell it for $2.50 more than it was selling it before. So you guys are the ones that are actually paying, and us too in Canada, because of course our Canadian government's, they put tariffs on, they did that. So it's bouncing back and forth. It really is. It really is. George Carlin warned us of the danger in Christianity. George Carlin, if you go back and you watch George Carlin from the 70s, he had all of this laid out back then. Can you really blow away the first decades of your life? That's whose interpretation of what's being blown away. There's always a price to pay for anything that you do. You have to be willing to pay that price. Or you're going to, like I said, you're going to come to a point in your life where you go, I'm not willing to pay that price anymore. So are you giving away or blowing away decades of your life? No, in my opinion, no, I'm not. I'm not willing to pay the price. Especially when the price is that steep. I paid a very, very, very steep price for that, for certain things in my life. I've paid a very heavy price and a very heavy toll for things like that. Some of it hurt me like hell to do, but I stand behind with my decision. Hi, how are you doing? I am the one that is German. Well, Karina, we've got another German in here, a good friend of mine, Pat. He's walking around the chat. He really is. Thank you for being here, though, from Germany. It's a long way away. You are, 9 provinces, 1 ocean, and about 6 countries away from me right now. So you are far away. Cadillac Hernandez. AC/DC, I've seen him twice. Sorry, no, I've seen him 3 times. Excellent show. And if they came to Alberta, if they came to Calgary, I'd go see them again. Even as if the Rolling Stones came, I would not watch those guys on stage. I would not watch those guys do a show. If AC/DC showed up, those guys are in their late 60s, early 70s, and they're still rocking it. They're still rocking it, man. I'd pay the money to go see that. I really would. I'd pay the money to go see AC/DC live again. Slavery and environmental pollution is bad unless it's a different country doing it so you can get cheaper shit. Well, we talked about this yesterday, right? We won't walk down this path again, but let's just quickly talk about this real quick about the United States and Canada to some degree, right? The United States, you guys, after when World War II started, it kicked in an industrial revolution. You guys were building everything. And then when the war stopped, when the war ended, you guys were the industrial powerhouse of the world, the global powerhouse, the United States. You built everything, big, strong, bad. You built it all. And then as the 60s and 70s came along, you discovered that it was cheaper to outsource it, right? You did. You outsourced everything over to China, Taiwan, Philippines, whatever. It was cheap labor you could get. And now, unfortunately, and I include Canada in this as well, now we're just a consumer. We don't build anything, right? And as much as whether you like Trump or not, that's part of what he's trying to do. He's trying to drive all those countries that said, fuck it, and went over, took their money and their business overseas. He's trying to drive them back, because if you're an American company that started here and then you went over to, you opened up your shop over, say, in Taiwan or Philippines or China or whatever, and you're doing it cheaper, but you're still shipping your shit back to Canada and you're making, 400 to 500% markup on it. That's what he's trying to stop. How is he doing it and how he's doing it, do I agree with? Not necessarily. Or maybe I do agree with some of what he's doing with the tariffs, but it didn't have to be so hefty, and it didn't have to be so rude. But that's just old Trumpy Trump. Angus Young is on fire. That guy still goes. That guy still rocks. He still plays. He's still relevant. Would I say that he's still rocking it as well as he did back in the 80s? Like I still think their best album was in 1980 with Back in Black. I listened to all of their music, obviously, but my personal was Back in Black. And was that AC/DC at their pinnacle, at their best? Yeah. Yeah, it is. NAFTA was our downfall. NAFTA did a lot of good, also did a lot of good, but I think with NAFTA, there's too many hands in the pot, or too many ladles in the pot, and greed, fucking trucking and greed. You look around, greed is a big portion of everything that can go wrong. Well, this is the final answer. I'll leave for today. Well, you know what? You can leave for today. You're welcome to come back again tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. We'll be here again tomorrow. You're welcome to come back tomorrow and say your piece as well. For now, it's a free country. I've started to read about China to refresh my knowledge and to understand more clear their economics. They're also capitalist, but completely under government control. Did someone say free labor? Well, what do you think happened? Why do you think it costs Nike, $1.05 or $1.10? Why do you think it costs them $1.10 to make a pair of running shoes, but yet they're selling them for $290 or whatever the price? I don't know. I haven't bought a pair of Nikes in forever. I don't know what the price of a pair of Nikes is, but why do you think that is? It's cheap labor. And yes, certain countries over there like China, it's still government run. But it's capitalist, but it's government run. It's government. Is it run? I don't know. And I don't want to speak out of ignorance here, because I probably am, because I don't know. I don't have an answer for this. If you have a company and you're in China, basically, do you hand over your company to China or to the government? I don't know how that works. I don't know. I know that in countries like North Korea, there's no prosperity. There's no sole proprietorship. There's no nothing. You don't own a goddamn thing. You don't even own the air you're breathing. In China, I think China has pivoted over the last 10 years. And I think there is, a capitalist market over there. I think you can own your own business over there. I know that I've got friends of mine who have been to China, done business with China, and they're not doing business with Chinese companies. They're doing business with Canadian companies that have situated themselves over there. So I don't know if I owned a Canadian company and I decided to do this, let's go over and let's fall into this trap. Let's go over there and get cheap labor and make my product cheap. What loopholes do I have to jump through? Do I have to sign over my company to the Chinese government? I don't know. It's not an area of expertise that I'm in. I'm ignorant in that way. I don't have an answer for you. Tolga would probably know a whole lot more about that than me. Shut up, smoke weed, and relax. The world's fucked. Nothing we can do. Well, you know what? With an attitude like that, it's going to stay the same. Nothing changes if nothing changes. And that's an aspect, and you can apply to everything. You can apply it to business, politics, your personal life. You can apply that to everything. If you're going to sit and complain about everything, but you're not willing to pick up a tool and do something about it, then you really don't have the right to complain, right? If you're not willing to do something about it, or use your voice, or use your power, or use your use your self-conscious, or use your common sense. If you're not willing to do that, then you really don't have the right to complain. Believe me, it's a lot easier to sit back on your couch with your smoking a joint and looking at the YouTube than it is to actually get up and go and do something and make a difference. If you're not willing to make a difference or use your voice to make a change, then realistically, you know what? Shut up. You've lost the rights. The same with voting. And this is just, again, my opinion. If you don't vote, you don't have the right to bitch and complain, because your vote gives you a voice. Your vote gives you a right? If you don't vote, if you go, well, what's the use of voting? It's not going to change anything. You've defeated yourself right there. And on top of that, you've defeated or you've pulled down the rest of the country or the rest of the province or whatever that vote is for. It doesn't have to be a political vote. It can be a vote in anything. Anytime you're given a choice of you can vote on something, right? Take that vote. Take that chance. Take it. Use it, because that's yours. They gave it to you to use. You know what? There's countries where you don't have a choice. You don't get a vote. How about you want to live in one of those countries? You want to go live in North Korea where you don't have a vote, you don't have a say, you don't have anything? I wouldn't want to live there. You know, there are countries that just do not have that. And I don't want to live that way. I've got to vote. I use my vote. I try to the best of my knowledge and ability to use it wisely, right? I try. But at least it gives me the right to come back and say something about the situation after the vote has been tallied. It's all an illusion. They're just selling politically. Smoking a joint today, lose my CDL tomorrow, but I can drink whenever I'm off duty. Yeah, it's funny how that works, fucking trucking. You know, it really is funny how that happens. I myself personally, I don't smoke, but I don't smoke weed. But it's one of those things where I consider marijuana on the same level as having a drink. If you can sit and if you're of age and it's legal and you can sit and you can have a drink, if you can pick up a bottle of Jack Daniels and pour yourself a drink and you can drink it legally, you should be able to sit down and spark a joint and you should be able to smoke it and there shouldn't be a problem, right? But unfortunately for us in the trucking industry, we are regulated by that. You know, the funny thing is, fucking trucking, you can go and get absolutely shit-faced hammered right now, right? For me, it's what time is it? It's 11:18 in the morning here. So you can go out and get absolutely bombed out of your fucking mind, drink all day today, party your face off, and wake up tomorrow and you'll be sober and you can go to work, right? You can take a piss test, or you can, you know, they can give you a sobriety test. You can blow a breathalyzer or whatever, and you'll pass and you'll be fine. But you can smoke one joint. You smoke a joint, that THC is in your system for upwards of 30 days and you will fail. You're going to lose your license, or you're going to lose your running rights, or you're going to lose your right to go to work. That I don't agree with. Something that's in your system should not be held against you because it's your state of mind, or it's your sobriety of mind at the time, right? If you've been drinking the day before and you're completely stone-faced sober the next day when they test you, and let's just say by chance they do a test and they find traces of alcohol that you were drinking the day before, well, they're not going to pull you off the road because you're sober, right? But you smoke a joint, you can get as high as a goddamn kite right now, right? And be straight as an arrow tomorrow. Go to bed tonight, sleep 8, 10, 12 hours. Well, if you're a stoner, you're going to be sleeping 20, 23 hours, 23 and a half hours, you know? But if you can do that and then take a test, you'll fail. What can you do, right? What can you honestly do? You honestly can't do anything about that right now. That is the law. Now, I think for Canadian truck drivers, it's a little bit different. If your carrier doesn't cross the border and you are a Canada-only company and a Canada-only operation, then I think they're a little looser on that. But if you are driving and you got to cross that border, you know, I'm an example of that. They can pull my ticket at any time. Like for me to go on to the new carrier that I'm on, I've got to take a drug. I got to take a drug test. It's mandatory because I got to cross the border. And then I am susceptible at any time to have to take a piss test. They can call me and say, you've got X amount of time to show up at this facility or that facility, and you have to take a test. And there's nothing you can do about it, right? If you want to keep your job. If you don't want to keep your job, tell them to stick it. Me, myself, personally, I like my job. I like doing what I'm doing. I don't want to be doing it forever. Don't get me wrong. My career is winding down. You know, I just don't have it anymore to be out on the highway doing what I'm doing. But for now, I need to be taking those drug tests. And I'm just susceptible to everybody else. So, Chris Hansen, yeah, I know the stream is blurry. I think what it is even though it's Sunday, they're out working today. They're digging, and they're putting new cable and internet in the town in Strathmore where I live. And I think it's affecting the internet out here. I apologize for any blurriness or any interruption. Sorry, man. You know, as long as you can hear me, I guess you can deal with it. If you don't, I don't blame you for not wanting to hang around. My 12-year-old nephew is going to Snoop Dogg concert for his birthday. Been using marijuana since he was 6 months old. Really? I think there's a limit on that. Keeps him from having seizures. Yeah, well, he doesn't have to. Okay, he's using marijuana. He hasn't been smoking marijuana. He's probably been using CBD, right? I don't think the CBD that he's been taking since he was 6 months old is laced with THC. I think they've probably removed the THC, and he's probably using the CBD, which will help him with the seizures. But is he using it since he was 6? You know what? If he's going to a Snoop Dogg concert, he's going to be feeling fine by the time he gets home tonight. Just think it's funny. His favorite rapper is Snoop Dogg. Hey, I didn't even know that guy still toured. I don't have a say in that about what the kids do and what the kids don't do. I don't have a say in any of that. It is 100% on them. What they have chosen to do and what they choose to do in the future is entirely on them. They're all healthy. They're all doing very well. They're all prospering. 2 of them are living overseas. 2 of them are still in Ontario, and 2 of them are living here. I have 6 kids, and 2 of them are living here in Alberta. So that's 6 right there. So that's about all I can tell you. Quinn, good morning. Good to see you, man. Sorry about the blurry. Like I said, there's nothing I can really do about it, unfortunately. We're getting service interruptions out here. We did not get a sunrise this morning, though. We did not get the sunrise. You know what, Quinn? I don't know. It's something that I have not addressed and I've brought forward to ask about yet. I think it's probably best to get on and get to work, and let's get that going before we do something and address that. I would very, very, very much love to get back into that. You guys know when I first started those, that was a ball of fun. We had a great time doing those, and I love doing it. It's a lot of fun. And you guys get to see a lot of cool shit. So do I. A lot of the country around here that we drive through, I've already seen, but a lot of you guys haven't seen it. So hey, we don't know. You know what, Quinn? Just stand by. That's all I can say. Snoopy should have snooed Snoop Dogg when he sued Scoop's cereal. Well, Snoop is a Snoop. I don't know what to tell you. Home of the world's largest and most entitled. What's that? Canada, the U.S., or Snoop Dogg? Even Kobe sued the taxpayers. I don't know. Can you sue a taxpayer? Oh, you can. I guess you could. You're suing somebody else. You're suing another citizen. You're suing a taxpayer. That's a huge difference between the United States and Canada. In the United States, you guys can sue somebody for literally looking at you wrong. If somebody even just looks at you the wrong way, you can sue them for it. The courts up in Canada don't tolerate that. Like, you drive up and down the I-81, 79, 77, 65, go across any of the 80, the 90, the 40. You go across any of these major interstates in the U.S., and they're every second billboard. Hey, injured in an accident, call such and such. Hey, neighbor pissing you off, call such and such. Man, you guys can sue anybody for anything, and you do. There are a lot of rich lawyers in the United States. They don't quite have that in Canada. They don't have that in Canada. And I'm glad. right? Because the court systems, you guys got 345 million people. Do you know backed up your goddamn your goddamn court system is? Our country's only got 45 million people in it, right? And it's backed up enough. It really is. It's backed up bad enough. But Jesus, imagine if there was 340 million people up here. Holy crap. California has more people in it than my entire country. We don't have interstates in Canada. No, we call them highways, right? And what do we got for highways? You know, you get into Toronto, you get into Ontario. We've got some major highways. The 401 highway is the second busiest highway in North America, next to the Santa Monica freeway or whatever in California. The 401 highway from Windsor to the Quebec border is the second busiest highway in North America. So, you know, we do have highways here, but we've got I think the largest or the longest highway in the world, being the Trans-Canadian Highway that goes from coast to coast, all the way from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast. You can go to the East Coast for mile marker number 1, dip your foot in the Atlantic Ocean, get on that highway and drive it all the way out to British Columbia and be in the Pacific Ocean, and you can dip your foot in that one. Is his life glitched out, or is it just me? No. Is my life glitchy? No, my life might be a little glitchy. Who knows? But the live stream is a little glitchy right now. I apologize for that. Walmart quality, yeah, good. That's good. I'll agree to that. I'll agree to that. We jail men for words and let thieves, murderers, and meth dealers free. That's a damn good point. It's the same up here. Eric, it's the same up here. It doesn't matter if you're in Canada or the United States. That is a very, very, very good point. It is the same up here. You know, there are people sitting in jail right now for voicing an opinion or using their words, and they're sitting in jail. And yet, you know, a fucking guy that can go out and commit murder, you know, he'll get 20 years, good behavior. You know, he's out in 8 years. Or, you know, meth dealers that have been convicted 12 times and yet they're still out on the street. Why? How is this happening? How is this happening? It's beyond me. Stephanie, good morning. Damn good to see you. No, this is not a recording, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we are experiencing technical difficulties. Stephanie, good to see you. Your boyfriend's not here yet. Although being Sunday morning, he's probably loading the truck. Him and Special K are either loading the truck or actually they're already on the road by now. They're probably on the road by now. Here they serve a third of the time, but the taxpayers pay the full bill. Eric, it doesn't matter what country you go to. I 100% agree with you. I really do. 1 day served is worth 3. Well, they work that in some cases over the weekends, right? If you know, Saturday counts as 2 days, Sunday counts as 2 days. So actually, if you serve every weekend, now this may have changed in the last few years. This may have changed. This may not be the way it is right now, but years ago it would be that, you know, if you had an outstanding warrant and you were going to do, you know, 6 days or 7 days. If you turn yourself in before midnight on Friday, that counts as an entire day. Saturday counts as 2, Sunday counts as 2, and Monday will count as 1. And there's your 6 days, and you're done over a weekend. I don't know if they do that anymore. I only know that because I've used it to my advantage, right? I've used that to my advantage. I like women that work from home. Nice, comfortable clothing, optional attire. Yeah. I'd like to work from home, but it's hard to drive a truck from home. Although the day may come where you can sit at home and drive your truck. Shannon Thomas had a really good stream going earlier, and they were talking about the autonomous trucking and the what's going on in the world and where that's going. And it's very interesting. I don't see it happening with the autonomous trucking. I don't see that happening or being fully implemented in the next couple of years. Like, I'm not in danger of losing my job. And if you're a new truck driver coming into this business, it's not something you need to be worried about. Right now they've got trucks running back and forth across the 40 or across the I-10 down south, where it's nice and warm. There's no snow. There's no inclement weather. There's no, that's what they're doing. They're testing on. And we were talking in Shannon's stream. They were talking about that, and it's like, you want to make a real test for one of these trucks, let them start at the bottom of I-81 where it's nice and warm and comfortable and the weather is good, and do it in the wintertime, and have them go from I-81, the bottom end of I-81, and go all the way up to the Canadian border. If that autonomous truck can make it on that in the winter, can make that trip and not wipe itself out or kill anybody, I might be a little more inclined to agree with what they're doing, but for the time being, not so much. The entire system is corrupt, even the small town government, all the way up to no fixing that. It just is. Well, it's funny because at least with the small town government in your municipality, right? Like in Canada, we have it broken down to, you got the federal government, then you got the provincial government, which would be like in the US, it would be like your state level government. And then we've got, then you've got the cities, right? Which I guess would be considered like your municipal government. The cities have their mayors and their government and whatnot like that. But then the cities are broken down into all the different divisions, and they all have their own leaders. Like, we vote on, and they're called MPs, members of parliament. We vote on all of them, and they're supposed to be representing the people. They take our cares and concerns to parliament, right? And they're supposed to fight for us. So, but I've always found that if you're living in a small town, and for the last 10 years I've lived in small towns, right? I lived in Camden, where I used to live in Ontario, very small town. If there's something wrong, you've got a better chance of being heard, right? Because you're not competing with 20 million other people, right? You've got a better chance. So if something's wrong with a small town, you do have a better chance of getting it heard or getting some resolution on a problem than say you would at, say, the federal level. And that's just, do the numbers math on that, right? You did 6 days in county. It was fun. This baddie Latina brought me cookies before bed. No cellular phone and no YouTube. Hey, you know what? Some people will take that as a welcome break. You get your 3 square meals, you get your laundry done, and you know what? You get to disconnect from the world for a while. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Really, there's nothing wrong with that. To some people, it's a welcome. It's welcoming. Myself personally, I like my freedom. I've had moments where my freedom's been taken away from me, and I rather enjoy my freedom the way it is here. But that's not to say that, I wouldn't mind hanging out in the house with no YouTube and no phone and no everything, or it wouldn't kill me. It really wouldn't kill me at all to disconnect for say a month and just, sit in that log cabin up in the woods. It probably wouldn't kill me at all. Farmers are doing it with tractors now. Yeah. Fayette County, Georgia. Got a field them going on. Bunch of clowns sit in the federal prison. Hey, time to jump. Have a great day. Fucking trucking. Thanks for your coming in. Appreciate that, man. Do me a favor, brother, on your way out, hit the like button. Everybody, if you don't mind, whether you're liking the stream or not, hit the like button. You don't like what you see, throw a thumbs down. Doesn't matter to me. Just hit the button. You know the saying, what we like to say: touch it, stroke it, caress it, make a mess on it. Just make sure you clean it up. I appreciate that very much. Take the like. I'll take the like. I don't ask you for subs, but I will ask you to take the like. Good to see you, Moto. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in here, brother. I unfortunately wasn't able. I caught you guys last night. I think it was it you or Sick that was live last night? You guys blend your streams back and forth there. I caught you guys last night. I had a great time in your stream last night. Thank you for that. Good way to kill a couple hours. Really enjoyed that. Love the chat. Love the conversation. Thank you very much. Appreciate you being here, bringing the love, bringing your channel over here. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All my love to you, Dean. Dean, Moto Bomb Virginia is one of the few people I've met a few of these YouTubers. I've met Shannon Thomas. I've met Nomadic Brit. I've met Humberto. I've met Moto. I met hooked up with Moto down in Virginia. He actually had farther. I was at the truck stop and he took the time out of his day, jumped on his bike. Or no, actually didn't jump on his bike. He actually jumped in his truck and actually made the drive over to where I was. And I really, really appreciated that. Got to sit there and hang out for a couple of hours. Just shot the shit. Made myself another lifelong friend. You know, you can't compete with that, man. You can't compete with that. So again, Moto, thanks for that, man. You're a hell of a man. You got a great little channel, man. Appreciate what you're doing over there. Love what you do. Are you mad, Grandpa? Well, I'm not mad, but I am a grandpa. I am a grandfather. I've got a beautiful little 2.5-year-old granddaughter. I got 6 daughters, for Christ's sake. Couldn't make a boy, right? I got 6 daughters, and now that they're starting to reproduce, right? Can't even get a grandson. Damn it. Couldn't even get a grandson. First one out to shoot is another girl. So got a granddaughter. Rainy day that day. Didn't want to miss you right away, man. Like I said, Dean, I appreciate that you even took the time out of your busy day. You've got a business to run, you know. Moto does, he's a fantastic and talented tattoo artist. He's got himself a shop down there in Virginia. Does some really good work. He's live streamed himself doing tats. And, you know, you took the time out of your day, out of your busy day, and you spent the time with me. So, man, I appreciate that, man. Really do. It was my pleasure to meet you. Yeah, I'm glad. Actually, it was pissing down rain for most of that day. It was kind of good though. Where were we? I think we were at a TA. It was a TA or a Love's, but they had a sitting area with picnic benches, but it had a canopy cover, so it was kind of good, man. It was really good to sit around and just shoot the shit and hang out. Appreciate that, Dean. Back at you, brother. Brian, sir, say my name. My brother think you pronounce it a funny way. Kamal? Is it? I've been since the whole time that you've been here, and you and Tolga are my 2 main moderators. I've always said Kamal, and I say it the way it's spelled, right? The way it was. So if I've been pronouncing your name wrong, for the love of Christ, man, say something, right? Say something. I would hate to think that all this time I've been insulting you by saying your name wrong, man. All this time, the guy's been the main moderator on my channel for over a year, and I've been saying his name wrong the whole time. Yo boy fluid. That's a hell of a handle. That's a hell of a handle. It's the accent. Yeah, well, who's to say I got an accent? Kamal, maybe you and your brother got an accent, right? You guys are from Pakistan. Maybe you got the accent. Actually, no, it's me. I got the accent. If it's your name from Pakistan and I'm saying it, well then, hey. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I needed that. That hit right at the right time. Yeah, not off. It is, and you know what it is, Dean. It's Moto. We don't out here on the road. We don't get the time very often to sit back and relax and take that time. luckily for me, I was off duty and I had the time. And I think it's something we should do more of. Take that time, man. Take that time. It's your popping dance name. Hey, man. Cool name. I like it. Hi, Mr. Brother Cowboy, Gangster Grandpa. What's going on, HD? Good to see you, man. Off duty. I haven't been on duty in about a month. So off duty. You a cop? Oh God, no. Am I a cop? Are you crazy? The last thing I would want to do is become a cop or be a cop. You know, that's not a life that I would want to have any part of doing that. I've seen it in my own family. You know, we at one point we had 2 officers in the family, and then one retired from that, and he actually went into trucking, believe it or not. And the other officer was my father, and the toll you got to pay on the family and the life and your body and your brain and your soul, it's not a price I'm willing to pay. Off to the grocery store, spend your savings. That's what we're all doing, brother. Make sure you got some savings left over when you come out, though. Catch you all soon. Thanks, Moto. Thanks for popping, man. Appreciate that, brother. You've been saying my name wrong. My mother wrong. My mother pronounces it dumbass. Yeah. My mother used to call me you son of a bitch, and my brother was little bastard. Come here, you little bastard. Get over here, you little bastard. Oh my God, you son of a bitch. So I was the son of a bitch, and my brother was little bastard. I didn't know my damn name until I was about 15 years old. I was considering a cop. Now you flip me. Oh, dude, HD. You know, it's one of those, if you've got a strong, absolute desire to serve your community and serve your, you know, whatever level of police department you want to go. You want to go federal, you serve your country. You want to go provincial, you know, in around here we have provincial police like your state police. But if you know, you want to just join the municipal police department, it's still, you know, if you've got that burning desire to serve, then go ahead and do it. But you know what I don't think they don't tell you up front is the price you're going to pay, right? It's the shift work. As a new cop, man, you're not going to see Christmas. You're not going to see it be at home for Christmas for probably the first 5 years. The night shifts, the shift work, the days, the afternoons, the midnights, the court appearances, the lack of sleep, you know, just the stress, the pressure, the life situations and circumstances that it's going to put you in, right? The horrendous, the bad part of the world that you're going to see, that you can, once you see it, you can never unsee it. You know, it's going to take a toll on your soul, man. It's not, like I said, it's not something. I saw what it did to members of my own family, and I'm like, oh, no. Besides, when I came to that point in life where I had to make that turn left to, you know, to be the good citizen, to be the good man, and turn to the right and I took the wrong path a lot of those times. I did. I took that path, the wrong path, and you know what? I paid for it. Wait, she called you a son of a bitch. Did she know it? Yeah, I know that. Well, you know what, HD, I don't know if she knew it at the time, but when you can get your mother as enraged as me and my brother got my mother sometimes, I don't think she gave a fuck what she was calling us, right? You know, when you've got somebody so mad, when that vein that runs down the middle of your forehead is bulging out and you can see it pumping, you know, and many a time my brother and I had both my mother and my father at that level of rage. You know, I don't think she was thinking about what she was calling us. She was just angry. Being an officer and a soldier are types of professions that are totally volunteer vocations. None of the countries can pay enough to put your life on it. Exactly. Remember that as well, HD. You thinking of becoming a cop? You better look at the pay. Now that's not to say that they're poor. They're not, you know, they're not making 40 grand a year, depending on where you are. I'm not going to say they're not, but they're not. But for what they're going to ask you to give up of yourself, and for what they're going to compensate you for monetarily wise, no, the price just or the payoff just isn't there. You know, same with the soldiers. If you're a Canadian or a U.S. soldier and you put on that uniform and you pick up a weapon and you go stand on that front line, and you're standing and that's what the cops are doing as well. They're standing on that front line. You stand on that front line in front of me to protect me and my rights and my liberties and all, and my family and my country. And if you're doing that, there, you know what, you should be getting everything that you deserve, dollar wise. And we were talking about that the other day, and I can't stress strongly enough about the price that is paid by these people, and the compensation and the disrespect they get when they're done, when they come home and they take that uniform off and they've lived through the horrors and seen the horrors of life that have happened, and they don't get the proper medical care, the proper medical attention, and the psychological care that they need. Yeah, SM Blogs, I'm glitching terribly. I'm glitching terribly. The area that I'm in, they're doing work on the internet, like they're digging, right? They're laying new cables down and everything like that. So right today, unfortunately, hopefully tomorrow will be better. But today, unfortunately, yeah, we're glitching, man. Sorry about that. There's not a lot I can do about it. I'm not crazy about it. Like I'm watching it down here on my own phone, and it's like that sucks. I wouldn't want to watch that either if I was you guys. So, there's 12 of yous in here, and I don't blame anybody for staying or going. I wouldn't want to watch this myself. I'm looking to be a sheriff. Well, if you're looking to get into that kind of work, man, I'm not going to say don't do it, but be prepared. Educate yourself as much as you can about what you're getting yourself into. It's the same as anybody that's joining the military. Know what you're getting into. Know what you're signing up for. Too many cops or too many soldiers go into it, and then once they're committed, they're going, fuck, I didn't sign up for this. Know what you're getting into. But my thing is, I don't have family, so becoming a cop would serve me as a good purpose of life. You know what, HD? I would agree with that. If you don't have a family, you don't have a wife, you don't have kids at home, you're a single guy, you're living on your own, and you can do that, then because a part of the heavy toll on price that gets paid is on the family, right? It's on the family. It's the family members at home that'll pay that price along with you. If you don't have that aspect, and that aspect's been taken out of that equation, then you know what? Then you're ahead of the game. Holy fuck! I gotta turn the seat heat off, man. My ass is on fire. Then you're ahead of the game. If all you're doing is dealing with yourself, you're going to go through the police college, you're going to become a PC, which is police constable, and then you work your way up, and you want to be a sheriff, then go for it, and the less obstacles, the less baggage you're carrying with you, the easier it will be for you, in that kind of aspect. But it's still, at the end of the day, it's you that has to live with you. The things you're going to see and the things that they're going to ask you to do and the things that you're going to have in your hands, it's a whole different ball game, man. It really is. You're going to see things that we don't see out here. You're going to do things, or you're going to have to make moral decisions that you may not personally agree with, but you're going to have to uphold. Now that's a tough call to make. That's a tough call to make, man. And that's where I think that I would falter. My judgment on what's right and wrong is that I would go against the machine. I would go against the factory. I would, if I was a cop and I was asked, and told, okay, you're going to stand here and you're going to do this. If my moral compass is telling me this is wrong, I shouldn't be doing this, I wouldn't do it, and I'd be unemployed, right? I would. And that's just the type of person and man that I am. I'll give you guys a great example. Hey, Greg, good to see you, man. Get a trade. There's always a demand. And Greg's absolutely right. You got a trade, you'll never be unemployed. But I'll give you guys a really good example, okay? When I was in the convoy, a 2022 convoy in Ottawa. My truck was the 17th truck that went into that city, and I was there when it was happening. Now, Very interesting. I got a very big education while I was there about a lot of things, but something I did see, and I felt I was heartbroken to see, was a lot of the cops and a lot of the officers that were down there that were being told, and they had the riot shields, and they had, they were being told to do things that you knew, or that I knew, that officer, whether it was a female or a male, that officer knew was was making them morally uncomfortable. And there were threats. There were absolute threats by the senior administration of a lot of these police departments that, you know what, if you don't toe that line, if you don't do what we're telling you to do, you're going to be fired. And some officers did. Greg Atchinson's in here. He was with me in the convoy the whole time I was down there, and Greg can attest to this. There are officers that walked off and said, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. What they are doing is not wrong. They are not committing a crime. And what you're asking me to do is morally wrong. You're asking me to do something that's not right. What? Because a prime minister said so? Who's to say? Who's to say? It's not a tough. It's not a tough job. Sorry, it's not an easy job. If you're joining the cop shop, you're gonna be a cop. I wouldn't do it, man. I would not fucking do it. It's not. I'm not built that way. You can't ask me to do something that I know is morally wrong, because unfortunately, for whoever my employer is, I'm not going to toe that line. I'm not. And I saw that. I was there while it was happening. What the news showed you, global news, city news, the national, all of those news agencies, what they showed you wasn't necessarily what was happening. There's so much more that went on. There was so much more that was involved behind the scenes with those news agencies. Again, Greg, you know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? When global news and city news and the national and all these news agencies in Canada are getting $600 million in federal funding, or over $1 billion in federal funding, and the prime minister says, you're going to show what I want you to show, or you're not getting your funding, what do you think you're going to see? What do you think you're going to see? You're going to see what the establishment wants you to see. And unfortunately that happened. And the only reason that you guys saw the truth, or you saw what was happening, was the fact that there was guys like Mr. Sunshine Baby, and there was guys like me, and there was a ton of YouTubers down there. And whether they're YouTubers or not, they got on their live streams and they showed it. They showed it. You can't dispute it, because on a live stream, I can't hide it. It's live. It's happening. Look at the news said they're not firing rubber bullets at us. They said, no, that didn't happen. Well, look here. There's a guy, Mr. Sunshine Baby or whoever else. There's a guy right there who's showing it. He's showing it. Oh, that wasn't tear gas. My ass, it wasn't tear gas. No, that lady didn't get trampled by the officer on the horse, or she didn't get bumped around by that. You know what? It's all out there, and the news agencies couldn't compete with that, and the government was going batshit crazy. They tried to kill our youth. They tried to kill our streams. They tried to kill our signals. They did everything. They did everything. But I'm only using that as an example. I'm only using that as an example to show the moral compass that, as if you're going to join the police department, or you're going to join a government agency like that, you're going to have to know that at some point or another, your moral compass is going to be tested. Your moral compass is going to be tested. And it's up to you as a man or a woman, depending on what you are, that's making those decisions, to decide. Is this worth the price I'm going to pay? I don't know what a Toronto cop is paid these days. I don't know what a Peel cop is paid, or an OPP cop. I don't know what these guys are paid. You can go online and find out. But I don't know what they're paid these days. But would it be enough for me to do it? No. Besides, I make more as an owner operator. I make more as a truck driver, as a blue collar truck driver. Financially, I make more as a truck driver than at the top paid cops. And their job is 200 times harder than mine. Why on God's green earth would I want to do that? Batshit crazy, man. We're good to see you, man. Thanks for coming back. Thanks. Always great to see you. Yeah, we're pixelated like hell, dude. We've got internet disruption in Strathmore where I live here. Ottawa Walks. That was the name I was trying to think of, Greg, when I was saying Mr. Sunshine Baby, and then I drew a breath. I was trying to think of Ottawa Walks. That guy was killing it. He did an awesome job down there. Ottawa Walks, Mr. Sunshine Baby. I was there. Northern Girl Hobbies was there. Jen, I got to meet her. I never met Mr. Sunshine Baby. I saw him, but I never got to sit down and talk with him or meet him. Same with Ottawa Walks. Never got to talk to either of them. I did meet. I haven't hooked up and seen and met Northern Girl Hobbies. Her name is Jen. She's a great girl, but I've spoken to her on the phone. I've spoken to her like through the lives and everything like that. Great girl, great channel. She did a lot of great streaming while she was down there. Yeah. Is pay and salary everything to life? I don't know. Well, you know what? If that's your moral compass, right? Is it everything? No, it's not everything. Money isn't everything. It's not. But you know what? If you're going to be forced to make a decision, there has to be something in the back of your mind to decide, is this worth it or not? And it's not just your soul. If you're going to sell your soul, you better be getting fucking good money for it. Okay. If you're going to sell your soul, you better be getting good money. You better be well paid for it. Very good to see you, man. What's going on today? Just joined the chat. Well, if you just joined the chat, I'm sorry that I'm all pixelated, but like I said earlier, that I live in Strathmore, Alberta, and we're having internet disruption out here. We've got a lot of they're digging and they're putting in new lines, and we've got a whole bunch of shit. 92,000 for a first class. I'm gonna assume that's a first class constable, right? Just a regular flatfoot, plus overtime, court, paid duties, plus. Easily 130 grand. Okay, so you've got a baseline there, and I'm assuming that's for a Toronto cop, right? I know the police departments across Canada, and I assume it'd be the same U.S. The pay is going to vary depending on where you are. So I'm assuming that would be for a Toronto cop. 92,000, say 130,000 bucks. Can you live on that? Yeah, you can live on that. Is it worth the chunk of life that it's going to take from you? Again, I don't know. Yes, I don't know. Like I said, you're going to see things in life that you can't unsee. Things that guys like me don't see. You're going to see unfortunately, you're going to see the worst that humanity has to offer. And it's going to be your job to be fucking knee deep in it. Unfortunately. And that's what that salary should compensate you for. Now, on the other hand, you're going to see some of the best things in life. You're going to see some of the best things that life has to offer with people and society as well. But would I like to say that you're going to see more good than bad? No, but you're going to see more bad than good. If everything was good, you wouldn't need the cops. Right? That's just the way it works. Yeah, that's a Toronto cop. But remember as well, the Metro Toronto Police Department is the largest police department in Canada. Right? They are I would have to say, okay, that's not right. That's not true. Because obviously the RCMP is a bigger police department, a bigger force but the RCMP is our federal government, right? Our federal police department. That would be, for the Americans, it would be, let's say, equivalent to say your FBI. And I think the OPP police, our provincial police, which for, again, the Americans, that would be like your state troopers. I don't know if the OPP has more manpower than the Toronto, but out of all of the municipal police departments, say the cities, so Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, Victoria, Ottawa, Quebec, Hamilton, all the big city police departments. I think Toronto is probably the big. Not probably. I think Toronto is the biggest one. So you're going to be the busiest one as well, and so you should be well paid for it. It's all good, Barry. You're just renovating your 110-year-old house. Oh, I don't, man. I don't envy that. I learned my lesson. I really have. I learned my lesson years and years ago. When buying a house, I got tired of that, and the fact that I'm just not built that way. I'm not a carpenter. I'm not a tradesperson. I wish I was. I wish I was a lot handier than I am. I can change a light. I can change a light fixture. I can do that kind of shit, hang some drywall. But to do a total renovation on something, I'm in no way, shape, or form equipped to do that. So my hat's off to you. But the lesson I learned is, buy the house already done. When you're buying your house, make sure everything's done. The last house I bought, it was one of those houses like I don't want to do a goddamn thing to it. Right? I don't mind weeding some weeds out of a garden. That's one thing, but I'm not wanting to build anything, add anything, fix anything. I want it done. I really do. Undercover as a drainer. Shift work slowly shreds your soul. There you go. HD, if you're thinking of being a cop, listen to that. Okay? That guy there was a cop. He was 31 years as a Metro Toronto cop. How much soul has he got left? Only he can answer that. Only he can answer that. Too many police in the USA do not understand the Constitution, which is a problem. But I do appreciate the good police officers. You know what? That's a really good point, Woody Cat. There's going to be a bad apple in every basket. You know what? I've had my experiences with bad cops. With the ones that are a little dirty, a little crooked, a little power hungry, a little whatever. But on the other hand, I've had more experiences with cops that are just doing their job, and they're good guys and girls. And you know what? I've had more experience. I've had more good experiences dealing with cops than I have with bad. But you can't blame every problem in the police department on 5 or 6 bad apples. There's more than 5 or 6. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But in the span of it, there's more good out there than there is bad. There's always more good than bad when it comes to that. It's unfortunate that the good ones don't get the recognition that they deserve. It's the bad ones that make the news. It's the bad ones that get highlighted. It's the bad ones that get their 15 minutes of unwanted fame and glory, and they make all the rest of them look bad. But that's the same, in just about anything you do in life. You can't be a good man all the time. There's not good people. The world is full of some bad people too. And what do? They drain. They bring the good ones down. Nothing you can really do about that, unfortunately. Right? All you can do is just try to be the best you can be today. Try to make that change. Try to make that positive change. There's 6,100 OPP officers. That's a lot. I don't know, Greg, what the Metro Toronto Police Department is. I don't know I don't know how many what their membership is or what their numbers are at. I don't know if it would be 60 as high as 6,000. It might be. The Metro Toronto and the GTA. It's a big fucking area, and it's a lot of policing to do. 6,500. Toronto's got 65, so they're about the same, give or take a couple hundred. They're about the same. 6,500 officers. So there's 6,500 cops policing the city of Toronto, and they got 6,100 cops policing the entire province of Alberta, of Ontario. Funny how that is, eh? What's going on, Carl? Thanks for popping in. Thanks for saying hi, man. More police are learning about the First Amendment, which is a good thing. You know what? I'd like to think that when you make that decision to be a cop, you're doing it for the right reason. You're not going in there because you want to be some asshole with a badge and some power and a weapon, you know. And there are people that do that, but I'd like to think that you're not. And I think once you get into the police academies, that they do teach, this is the right way to do it and this is the wrong way to do it. And there are statutes and limitations that are put in place for the officers, and they should be following them. I believe that's. Do I think that maybe at certain levels the teaching policies of what they're taught and how they're taught could be a little better? Maybe, but fuck, who am I to fucking say? I don't know. I'm not there. I've never sat in a classroom at the police college. How would I know? And nowadays, I will give them credit nowadays. To join most of the police departments in Canada, you can't just come out of high school and become a cop. You can't come out of high school and go to the police college and become a cop. Now now they want college. They want a college degree or a college education in police services or some kind of services or something that you can take with you into the police college, and then you're going to go through the police college, and then you're going to become a police officer if you pass all of that. I agree with that. They've made it harder to become a cop. I know back in the day, back when this guy here was a cop, when it was a lot easier back then to become a police officer. Now they've made it a lot harder. They've raised the standard, they've raised the bar, but that doesn't mean that it's perfect. It's not perfect. But again, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what job you're in, right? If it's one of service, whether you're a cop, a judge, a prosecuting attorney, you're in the service of your neighbor, of your municipality, or your whatever, your city, your government, or whatever. If you're in the service, it's not easy. It's not easy. And you know what? I think the standards could probably still be a little higher in some of those aspects. And just remember this, why would you want to have a job where there's literally a fucking target painted on your back at all times? As a cop these days, again, it's not a job I want to do. I got pulled over by a cop for speeding. The same cop passed me without his lights on, speeding faster than me. I fought the ticket and won. I fight every ticket. I do. I don't win, but if I can get any kind of fine or anything, in most cases, and I don't take a lot of tickets. I really don't. I don't have a lead foot, and I don't drive like a maniac. But when it comes to driving infractions, I fight every ticket only because I'm a commercial driver, and my CVOR score is very important to me, and I cherish it. I guard my driver's license like it's the crown jewel. Really, I do. A police sciences diploma is almost required now, and so I think so it should be. It shouldn't be you can come out of high school, join the police department. They shouldn't be able to do that. They shouldn't be able to do that. They should have to be further educated. You can't, first of all, you can't put a price on education, and there's no harm in education. Education, as far as I know, education has never really hurt anybody. The more education you can get, the better off you are going into these types of fields. Again, though, sometimes it doesn't prepare you for what you're going to see and what you're going to deal with. The worst thing is the police pulling people over on the highway for speeding. Not useful or productive. Yeah, well, I can say yes or no. Being in the job that I do, if a U.S. highway's got a 70-mile-an-hour speed limit and this guy's clipping along at 90, I'm telling you right now, at 90 miles an hour, it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder to stop and to prepare yourself if something happens in front of you at 90 miles an hour. It's not always you that you got to think about. It's somebody doing something stupid in front of you, right? It's the somebody that's going to do something stupid in front of you. There we go. We're back. He's back. That's not the real Tolga, by the way, in case anybody's wondering. I know. Don't worry about it. Tolga, do not worry about it. It's all good. Not concerned about it. Just let it be. Let it go. Fake Tolga. Fake news. Right? Fake news. Hey, brown chicken, man. Damn good to see you, man. Sorry. I had my head down for a minute. Just taking a look at a couple things. Damn good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. 72 and warm in Wisconsin. Finally got the Sportster on the second. Oh, good for you, man. That's fantastic. Good for you. Look at this. The chat is a poppin'. How many babies have any of your listeners helped to deliver in a car in the winter? Joyous event. Like I said, man, like I said, it's a fact of life that you're going to do things and see things that nobody else is going to see. And there's really nothing you can do about it. Right? There we go. There we go. Tolga, feel free to take care of that if you want. JJ, you just don't learn. You just don't learn. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Tolga was hidden by Tolga. We ask that you just be a little respectful. That's all. He can't. That's fine. That's all good. I can appreciate a good troll as much as the next person, but you know what? What it is what it is. It really is. Anyway, you know what? Beep. There you go. Take care of that, Tolga. Good for you. Just obsessive with you. I don't know why. Hey, you know what? I've got one of those charming personalities. I just attract them. And like I said before, you know what? Trolls, come. You're welcome. Come on in. As long as you're picking on me, you're leaving somebody else alone. Simple as that. There's my boy. How we doing there, Buck? Damn good to see you. Saw you this morning at Shannon. Love what you're doing for the Forgotten Angels, man. I cannot say enough of what Buck Brown is doing. He's got the Forgotten Angels logo and decal, and he's made a deal with one of the racing circuits down south, and he's hoping to get the Forgotten Angels decals on all of their cars. And I'm hoping that when he gets the decals made, he's going to ship a ton of them up here to me, because I'm going to slap them on everybody. Everybody I know that owns a truck up here is going to have one of those decals on it, Buck. So Brother, as soon as you got it done and you've got making it happen, you get them up to me and I'll make sure that they're on every truck that I know. Every single truck that I know. Oh, I'm telling you. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. Anyway, you know what? It's what have we got time? It's 20 after 10. Like I said, Shannon, it was a pleasure to. I usually go live at the same time in the morning that Shannon does, and she went this morning and did her trucker cafe. So I started 2 hours later, but I don't like to go much after this time. Right? It's 20 after 10 now, so I've got things I got to do today, and I don't want to piss away my whole day out here. So I'm gonna probably just shut this down. If I don't know why I didn't think of it long before now. You know what, Buck? A good idea is a good idea whenever it gets to you, right? Whenever it gets to you. It's what you do with it. Is the fact that you've got a great idea, something came into your head, and that you actually grabbed the ball and you ran with it. More power to you. My hat's off to you, my brother. It really is. Love what you're doing, man. Love what you're doing. I wish right now at this point in my life I could do more for you. I really do. But just keep doing what you're doing, man. Well, you got to be careful with that, Buck, flying by the seat of your pants, because you're just a little fucker. You don't have a lot of seat down there, man. So you burn off too much of your ass. You won't have any ass to fly by. So be careful with that. I say that with love, brother. Anyway, you know what, guys? Thanks. I'm going to head out. I've got some things, like I said, I got to do today. I'm absolutely disappointed in this stream today. I'm very sorry. With the glitchiness, there's nothing I could do about it, right? There's nothing I could do about it. So I apologize again. But I'm going to end it off today. We will see you tomorrow morning. Tomorrow will be Monday morning, bright and early, usually about 6:30. And we'll watch the sun come up, and we'll do this again tomorrow. With that, man, I'm sorry about this. I wish I could do something about it. There's nothing I can do about it. We'll try again tomorrow. Dixie, thanks for popping in, though. Appreciate that. Guys, on your way out the door, do me a favor and hit the like button. Just give it a little stroke, a little poke. I know Sterling's usually poking around in the background. He's making a mess on it. So with that, man, we'll see you guys tomorrow, man. All right? You guys have a great day. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Stay the fuck out of jail. And don't become a cop. I'm just kidding. Do what you got to do, man.